Pat, a new children's book explores friendship and uniqueness. Nellie Finds Her Niche is a heartwarming tale of self-discovery, with the main character hoping to inspire everyone to discover the inner glow within themselves. Joining us to talk more about the book, author and educator Lauren Trout. And I have to tell the folks at home, you now spend your time in special ed helping families. But
Absolutely.
I interviewed you when you were a little girl and you were trying to inspire people to have good manners.
Yes. Dina came to my home, I don't know, when I was maybe 7 or 8 and did an interview in a piece on manners. So I guess it's kind of come full circle a little bit because here I am trying to do our best to help students and families alike.
So tell me about the inspiration for this book.
Yeah, so, I've been in special education just over a decade, and as someone working in special education with a number of students, I felt like my students needed to see characters that looked and felt like themselves in books. And as someone who spent a lot of time going through children's books with different students, I never really felt like there was the perfect book that featured characters with neurodivergent characteristics. And so my kind of inspiration was to create a book that had characters with different glows and grows in the hopes that students would really see features of themselves in the characters.
When we think of special education, we as adults know that those children are truly special.
Yeah.
But I think when you're different, and especially in this day and age, the bullying and social media, it's challenging to see how your uniqueness has value. You must have been inspired by some of the students that you've dealt with on a daily basis. And what were some of the struggles they were going through?
Absolutely. I think each student has their own, or each child that you work with has their own difficulties and strengths. But I think so often, we look at education as a deficit-based model. And so when we talk with students, the shift has tried to be around growth mindset and focusing more on what are you good at and what can you not do yet, as opposed to not right now. So, a lot of the inspiration was working with individual students around trying to help them identify what are their strengths, what are their glows, and what maybe we can't do yet, but we can get there.
I feel like in reading the book, you're helping children in such a profound way, but maybe also helping parents who are reading this with them to find the right words to talk to their child and continue to inspire them. I remember my kids always saying, "Oh, Mom, you just think that because you're my mother." And it's like, no, you have something special.
Absolutely. I think, talking with my current role, part of my job is to advocate for both teachers, families, and students. And, a question that I get asked so often from parents and families is, how do I have this conversation with my child? How do we talk about, what their challenges are or what their disability is? Do we even give it a name? Do we talk about this with our children? And it's an individualized approach, as all education should be, but I'm hoping that not only do students see themselves or children see themselves and some of the characteristics of the characters in the book, but like you said, that families kind of can have conversations together while they're reading the book and talk about, how this could relate to their child.
You open the book and it opens the door to those important conversations.
Definitely.
It's also a bit of a vocabulary lesson, I noticed.
Yes, it is. Well,
sneaking some fun words in.
The teacher in me had to include some fun words, and as I was writing it, part of my mind goes to how can this be used as an educational lesson as well. And so, as an educator, we teach things like vocabulary and theme and message, and so those are all pieces that I also wanted to weave in should educators be using it in their classroom as a mentor text with their students.
Well, congratulations. I'm very proud of you. I knew you would.
Thank you.
But you're doing great things,
so
and the
much.
book is adorable. So you can check out Lauren Trout on Instagram at Nellie Finds Her Niche. We'll be right back.